I don't care when the Derby is. If I could win it in September or May, if I could win it in January, I'd take it in January. But yeah, I know a lot of this year is it's an exception for everything in the world. So everything's had to adjust. There's been a lot of talk about the Belmont this week being switched back to 9 furlongs, and I think we should count ourselves as being blessed just that we've got racing right now, and we've got a chance to even have a Derby, be it in May or in September. So, but if it happens and we get there and that it's fine. I think everybody's got to adjust this year to different things, not alone that, but just to everything.
How much of a relief is it to get kind of back on track and get this 3-year-old campaign underway?
Ask me on Saturday evening. No, it's fantastic. It's been a long wait, what with, his slight injury last fall. And, then we had, of course, the whole COVID thing as well. So it's delayed us as well. But by not too much. But, at least we were able to get him ready and give him a good prep and all. So, he should be good to go now. It's come up a nice race, I think. There's some, there's 4 or 5 really nice horses in there. So I think, it's going to be a good test for him. Mainly the number one thing I want to see is I want to see him run well. And get through it and come out of it the other side in good shape. Obviously the horses, I think every horse that he's running against have been active over the winter, so they've got a little bit of an advantage on him there. He hasn't run for, I guess it'll be 7-8 months by the time he runs. So, that way he's at a little disadvantage. But, I want to see him run well and just give us something to move forward from. I wouldn't say we wouldn't have made the Derby if it was in May, but we might have had to do it in an unorthodox way. We might have had to try and do it off of one prep. But at least with this, we've been able to give him more time. I think, regardless of any of it, I think the more time the horse was going to get, the better anyway. So, we've been able to do it this time exactly how we've wanted to do it. And, hopefully he can step up there now and show us what he's got. He's shown us all the signs that he's improved from last year, if anything. But he's still got to go out there and prove it. So we can't get too high until he does that. So like I said earlier on, ask me Saturday evening. We're looking forward to it. I think we're more anticipation for this than possibly any race down the line. We would have probably had him ready, in and around the 1st of April, I think, if all this stuff hadn't happened. But when it happened, we had him working in Florida. We had some nice work into him with April in mind. And then when everything shut down, it kind of, I got lucky in a way. I kind of made a fictitious date in my mind. I said I'll have him ready for middle of May, and then this race came up, which was ideal because it's on his home territory, and we don't have to travel him or anything like that. I think he's got a lot of potential. Last year, we basically, if you had asked me before his maiden last year, what do you think this horse is going to do? I thought he was a very, very nice horse, but I thought he was going to be more of a 3-year-old than he was going to be anything. And I would have said, he'll win his maiden first or second time, and we'll run him in the jockey club here, and that might be it. But the good ones, I think they exceed expectation, and he did. And I remember Jose getting off him when he won his maiden here, and he said to me, would you run him back at Keeneland in the Futurity? And to be very honest about it, I hadn't even thought about it. So everything he did last year, he kind of exceeded what we expected, and I think this year and next year hopefully will be his years. So I think that's what we've been preparing him for. He's just got serious natural talent. He's got a fantastic mind as well. He just exceeds everything you ask of the horse. He tends to go out there and just takes over and gets it done. When I came to this country first, you'd love to win a Breeders' Cup race or whatever else, because being Irish, you watch it all internationally. But when you come here and you're around it for long enough, everybody wants to win the Derby. I don't think there's a trainer alive that, if you ask him what's the race you'd most like to win, I'd say there's very few would say a different race outside of the Derby.